Hey everybody, it's Sin-Ext. How you doing today? I'm doing okay, and you guys got to let me know in the comments section if everything's working right, because right now I'm working on Streamlabs, and probably that's why the camera's a little fuzzy. But just want to make sure you guys again let me know what's what. I got the comment section open now, but I'm gonna go into the video because I promised somebody I would actually show them this. And you know who that is, and he's always playing video games while we're out live. I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm doing okay. Unfortunately for right now, there's not going to be a video dropping tonight as of now. I've been running around helping my brother out all day and taking care of other shit and taking care of getting this new equipment that we got to along with a new soundboard, and well, I'm hoping it's working. And again, you guys got to let me know if the sound is working. And, but, you know, in case it's not, at least we can find out what's wrong and see if it's working. Hopefully, I'm on the right channel this time. Last week was a total debacle, folks, and I do appreciate you coming in and helping me out. So, anyways, again, I don't see anybody telling me that my volume is good, if it's too high or too low or whatever it might be. And I got to get this roadcaster a little closer to me because I'm really hard time seeing.
Maybe it's the voice that'll change. I don't know if that's working.
But anyways, it's okay. Comments are coming in, so I'm guessing everything's good to go. Let me switch back over here. I just want to go over the comment section, and I appreciate everybody for actually being here today. Yeah, that was the one I threw in. But then again, you know, you never know what's going to happen. Oh, don't worry, we got one on here on stack for you too, Erica. Don't worry. Anyways, first off, thank you for joining. Secondly, thanks for wow. Hold on. Oh, wait. God damn. See, I'm working with new equipment, folks, so I gotta hold up. I gotta wait a minute because we got a $10 super chat from MTF Guard. Let me write this down. TF Yard. Someone who actually sent me a whole bunch of photos for me to actually put down so that I could make this a lot easier at the end when I give everybody their shout outs. If you guys want to, you know how it goes, send to the email. He says, "Hello, my fellow chuckle fucks." Cute. "Can't wait to enjoy some Sin-Ext while playing Doom Eternal and fighting a double ear infection, sinus infection. Gotta love Kentucky weather." Did you get to see the initial video I threw up there, Guard? You're gonna have to let me know. Also, we got a $5 from Douglas Scarborough. It's, "Hey, Sin, glad to catch you." Well, as long as you're not the only thing I catch, you know. Scarborough, and I gotta actually write your name out the whole way. I keep mispronouncing it, which is pretty well known. Some famous folks actually got the name. So before I get too far, you know, let's pop a top and let's get to it. Now, again, you guys are gonna have to let me know if swing things actually come in. I don't know if you could hear that. I'm gonna run the startup for BattleTech here. If it will actually kick it. The other stuff kicked in. I don't know why that one's not going. That's actually weird. Anyway, we got a $10 super chat from Chris Dixon. Thank you very much. Keep up the amazing work, my friend. I sure will. And somebody actually sent in something in the comment section I'm going to be going over. Hold on. But that's just going to have to wait till later. So anyways, let's see. Let me get this. Crap, that's not coming through. Again, I'm working with two different things, and I haven't been able to put the sounds from the original Stream Deck onto the new soundboard, folks. But tell me if this, hold on.
Is this changing my voice at all? I do gotta know. Oh, and we got a $85 super chat from Erica Jim. She says, hold on, let me write this down first. She says, thank you so much. Does it glow of doom? Yes, it does.
All right.
Makes you feel like a monster.
Anywho's, hey, War Snipers here. How you doing? So, anyway, guys, I'm gonna jump into what like we normally do with the, if I can get this thing out of my face, with all the comment section we've had over the time, and thank you again for the super chats and everybody coming in. First off, with please call off the humans. Yes, that series is in fact over. I did end it. I didn't think if I pushed it any further, guys, it would have gone from weird to what the fuck. So I tried to stop it before it went into total what the fuckery. There was a question on, are the humans taken from Earth in that story going to be confused as Neanderthals because only the biggest and strongest were allowed to survive? Possibly. It is possible. I don't want to say too much. And also got to ask before I go too much further, I haven't put too much on here, but when it goes pitch up,
does that change it into a child's voice or a female voice?
You guys got to let me know. I can't, for some reason, these headphones aren't picking it up nearly as much as I like it to. Anyways, yep, somebody like the Klingon attitude of a few of the aliens. It's a good day to die. Well, they're not the first ones to actually use that. Actually, Starship Troopers was the ones who used that first. If you actually read the books, and which is still probably one of the best books I've ever read. Just a big deal. And we have, something
spooky is here. Something coming to get you with a $20 super chat from
SS Demon. And let me write this down. And he just sends a super sticker with a star. No, you guys are the star. You guys are the bad motherfuckers. And again, I'm working on this. I literally just got all this hooked up today. So, yeah. Where was I? Here was it. Oh, yeah. Somebody put in the comments section about call off the humans. Wait, we had a plan A? Yeah, the plan A was to shoot them at range. That's the best way to do it. Get your target at range. And that way, when they come to screw up or screw off, you can tell them to just die before they even get to you. If you can outrange your competition, you're most likely going to win. So, but yeah, plan A was to go for a slug match. And we've all been teenagers before. We know plan B is everything but slug matches. Or should I say everything but. And then, yes, Erica, I'm not going to just leave those hanging out there. So anyways, yeah, that was the plan A and plan B. There's always a plan B. There's actually a plan C. It's actually called a PACE program or a PACE plan. Primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. If you don't have at least 4, you're doing it wrong. All right. Somebody mentioned how the sound effects were coming in pretty good. And thank you. I'm trying to get more. Unfortunately, the sound libraries are very, very sparse, with the exception of ones where you have to pay like $20 just to get a sample. And I got my limits, guys. Not to mention, last time I actually paid for a soundbite, I tried to download it. It wouldn't download. They still charged me for it. When I got a hold of them, they basically said, sucks to be you. So, yeah. So expect more sound effects as soon as I can get a hold of them. Now, this was one I was a little confused in the comment section. It says, for all those that believe life began out there. I'm trying to remember where that's originally from, and you guys gonna have to let me know. But a certain someone who already super chatted said that that was in reverse. What I did was in reverse to what the original story was from wherever that comes from. I think it was a TV series or something. I don't know. I probably before my time. Hold on, I gotta wet my whistle here. Battlestar Galactica. I'm guessing the original because honestly, I never really watched the original. It was even back then for me, it was cheesy. Oh, what's that?
That you guys like the monster?
Yeah. I'm still, the problem is I can't get this thing close enough to me where I can actually see it all that well. And unfortunately, it's fucking with my camera when I do. And yeah, oh man, it's gonna take me some time to learn this one. Then again,
I can be a giant freaking robot.
so hey, let's see. There was a little bit confusion on the story of Please Call Off the Humans, how it seemed like every time there's a boss fight, you get the boss's ass and they become on your side. And the whole point of that was a lot of people will pick a fight and then they realize later, what the hell are we picking a fight over? There is an actual solution. I mean, come on, we've all been in a bar, at least us guys, you want to stop guys from fighting, especially two guys you like. You look at them both, say, hey, how about we just sit back, have a beer, and talk for a second? I'm buying. And by the time you even drink down the neck, most people forget what the hell you're fighting about. And oh, sorry, my camera just dropped on me. This tripod's a real pain in the dick. Anyways, it's just the way it is. Let's see. Where was I? You guys can actually really hit the ball on these, especially in the comment section, because it was broken down the different type of main energy weapons between an echo ray, which is a beam weapon, and yes, that one will bounce off different types of sources of light. That's why it's usually not used in combat. And then there's the thermal laser, beam, ray, whatever the hell you want. And yes, those would screw up because the sudden change in thermal would cause any type of energy to shimmer. And if it shimmers, it's not solid enough to deflect anything. So you are right about that. And would it drain the shields? Yeah, because they're got to pump more energy into it. Now, one of the things I didn't do was send the mass driver slugs right through your own shields. Guys, if I actually pre-recorded that one in particular, and no, the battle that was going to take me about 5 minutes to explain was over in 30 seconds, because literally it's you can shoot them, they can't shoot you. So instead, I decided to think about it, and I thought about it real hard, and I realized that doesn't make a good story. So yeah. See. But yeah, to go back to what somebody was saying, also how the Termians, how went from we are the masters of the universe, you will bow to us, you will submit to us, to dude, we're already in deep shit. Desperation makes us all do stupid things, just really, really dumb. So yeah, that's really all that came down to. Let's see. A few of you were confused about the 7-day waiting period. Folks, that is basic biology. Absolute basic biology. Any guy who has done a hard reset knows that you're getting away from any type of stimulating content and stimulating in general, even if it's self-induced. And after about 7 days, you're ready to literally break your car in half because your T levels have spiked so freaking high. But you can also, if you focus on work at that point, you are so freaking productive for that like 48-hour window. It's absolutely nuts. And also, let me know if I'm coming in too low, guys. Just again, I got the whole thing right here. I can turn up or down, no problem. All right. Somebody actually caught the B5 reference. Yes, one of my favorite science fictions of all time. Probably my favorite series of all time because it was just so well done. And the actors just did such a good job with the limited budget that they had. It was, and I'm just going to keep referencing it because it was so good. Even that really shitty movie. Thankfully, the guy that played Chikara was there. It's like, can't they land this ship on a planet? Well, listen, Senator, this ship is currently held together by little bits of wire and good intentions. And even if they could land, provided we don't have an unfortunate experience with the ground, I doubt we could take off again. And then we'd be stuck there. And then the enemy would find this ship, find them, find us. Don't you love cause and effect? Oh, this universe is great. I wouldn't live anywhere else. the actor just had so much fun with it. And of course, everybody thought he was nuts. Now, I do, before I leave, and I told you I was going to come back towards this, but somebody had actually put in the comment section that they didn't think I would be able to top the series, Please Call Off the Humans. All I can say to that is hold my beer. I'm working on it. I am working on it. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture here of hold my beer. All I can say is, just like everybody else, it's been a rough one. So, anywho's, now I just want to touch on something familiar. Yes, the series is coming out once a week. This week, I might have to actually spend a lot of time on it because so far I've only got about 2.5, 3 pages in. And most of these chapters, you notice they're so long. I don't have it in front of me, but they're usually 8, 9, 10, sometimes 12 pages long. No breaks, just writing. No paragraphs, no sections, no nothing. This is how I use my notes. Everything's sectioned off in outline format. So, but somebody brought up the fact that it's more complex. Yes, that's kind of the point. I like doing these more complex series. I just don't have every single day to put into them. It is unfortunate. It is what happens. So and by the way, if I screwed something up, like I missed a detail or I put something backwards, please do something. And I promise I won't say what again. Okay. I won't sit there and say, what, are you sure? Huh? I don't know what's going on. So, anyway, yes, complex by design. And, for those who have not gotten into it, or if something's a little bit confusing, by all means ask. Just remember, this character is not living in medieval, and he's not living in what we consider current. He is in a completely different sort of technology. They still have stoves that run on electricity. They still have lights, but they also have magic to a limited degree. They also have, different creatures and such like that. So I know everybody likes to turn everything into medieval Europe when we do that, but no, that shit's been done to fucking death, people. I mean, holy shit. It started with the original, and seriously, the guy ends up with 3 wives and 1 hand. I mean, how the hell does he hold them? I mean, what was it for like 3 or 4 years? He couldn't get it up for some reason and all this sort of weird shit as he's grown up. Yeah, it was an interesting series. But everybody has done the same thing after that for the past, 20 years? Oi, pick something else. Now, somebody actually did ask in the comment section, are you sure this is a perspective? This is from a child, right? I'm like, yep. 5 years old when you actually meet him. So if you haven't got up to it, he's actually gone all the way to 10. And yes, I appreciate you saying that was a decent time jump. So, all right. That's the end of the notes. However, I do have to stop for a second and say, because there's nothing dropping tonight, even though it's going to be on the next video, probably tomorrow morning, the winners of the contest of, find the Sin-Ext on there were Erica and Julius. Okay. You guys, Julius, you missed it. You're so, according to the timer that I saw, only by about 4 seconds. It was really close. So you guys won the game. So anyway, let's see. Now for just the local shit that's going around now, I wanted to go into this. Anybody who was still a Doctor Who fan, I gotta ask who, what, wait, just
What
the hell was going on with that? They brought back another character that wasn't supposed to be a doctor, and then we find out that it was a rushed job because they screwed up, and then other people that were supposed to be there were like, "This sucks. I'm out. I don't want to do it." And I was just like, I can't say I blame them, but still, every single person who was still a fan was sitting there going, "Okay, finally, I'm done. This is just stupid." And I don't know if you've seen, but Snow Yellow, the actress who plays her, is still bitching and moaning. I'm like, lady, go off into the ether for about 5-10 years, come back later, do a whole bunch of small stuff in there, try to bring up your credibility just a little bit, and then you can come back. Until then, please go away. Sorry, I heard a door open of somebody else leaving. Anyway, not a lot of notes this week because unfortunately I've been pulled left, right, and center. I do have to say a couple things. One, in early July, my nephew is going to be going to basic training, and right around that week, I am going to basically be taking some time off. And at that point, you're going to know because all the series are going to come back, all the ones that are the ones where I haven't put out one big video with all the series together. Those are going to come out with the commercial breaks and whatever. I have to focus on stuff around here, folks. It's just that simple. We all got lives we got to deal with. It is what it is. So let me move this a little closer so I can actually see it. I need one of those stand things, but I kind of shot myself in the ass. I thought I was good here. Anyway, let me get this moved. There we go. And hopefully you guys aren't sitting there and listening to, yeah, that would be bad. Anyways, let's see. Megaphone, blah, 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 large robot, voice disguise, whatever. Okay. Good. You know what? I'm going to actually go through these real quick. A couple of them. Let's see. These are the ones that were programmed in as far as the change of voices. So expect these to be used more often. Okay. We got the large robot
like so. I honestly, through these headphones, I can't hear a difference.
You got disguise the voice. I don't know. What the hell? That sounds really weird in these headphones.
Pitch up.
Sounds like this, which makes me sound like I'm sucking on helium. Maybe I'll use that for a tiny little alien.
And the one you seem to like, guys, the monster.
And the last one that
changes is a small robot, which makes me sound like I'm talking into a tin can. I am Groot.
So that's the only ones I got, guys. At least for now. Like I said. But hey, we can all hope that I can get a hold of stuff, and I'm looking, guys. I am looking. All right, let me scroll up here past all you wonderful, wonderful people sending out super chats, which I still appreciate very, very much. All of you, Chris, Guard, Douglas, Erica, and Demon, very much appreciate it. And let's see, going through all these, everybody just saying hi, how you doing? Well, I am a little tired, but hey, aren't we all? Like I said, the week has been rough. So, let's see. Some interest. Doug says, interesting news from China. Apparently, Xi Jinping is missing. He's hiding under a rock somewhere. It's honestly, the guy probably just had his balls fall off completely and he doesn't want to show his face. But I mean, it is what it is. I honestly think he's just like all the rest of those commies. They're nothing but cowards. Is the reason why it calls it that. I mean, they're total full of Bolshevik. Now I got a drink. There's the main character saying hi, everybody, and he gives his own butt. Erica went, no way! Did you just flash an ass in? War Sniper, once you guys going back with that head patting, Erica. And since you have here jumping on a shoulder and jumps on Erica her shoulder, I was actually down with the chicks. Our baby chicks are about yay big. And I had to go scoop some up so I could show them to my niece and nephew. And I got two in the hand, and one wiggled out of my hand, jumped on my shoulder, just kind of sat there. And all I'm thinking is, don't you dare poop, you little bastard. So, all right, let's see. Guard says, hey, yo, we getting free booty in the live stream? Not quite. It still has to be covered a little bit before they actually remove my stream here. Hopefully, you guys aren't totally lost in the sauce on this one. Guard continues, and yes, I did. Although YouTube is being very picky because anytime I look up a Crazy Uncle channel, it keeps giving me a rapper called Crazy Uncle. There's a lot of people with the moniker. Okay, I don't take that personal. I should have picked something a little more unique, but whatever. I'm not a wasp, and I'm not somebody whose family was around him so much. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's where the obscure names come from. Is the socialite who were rich, especially in the 17th and 18th centuries, they would expect everybody of a lower class, i.e. less money, to have a simple name. Bill, Sam, George, whatever it might be. And the wealthier you were outside of royalty, because they wanted a simpler name to kind of associate themselves with the common folks so they don't get their heads, totally removed, was they would give them very obscure name to make them sound unique. And all I can say is, listen, Trent or Jaquan or whatever the hell your name is, it doesn't make you sound unique. There's Erica. Does it load Doom? Skynet, it's real. Oh, actually, I don't know if you know about this, but apparently China was showing their plans for a massive. It makes our C-17s look like a freaking model aircraft, where it's just going to hold hundreds, if not thousands, of drones that's going to deploy. I had to laugh so freaking hard. Oh man, just so bad. Yeah. Okay, not that one. And I just it was so stupid. It was some of the worst CGI I have seen since Beast Wars. And okay, did you guys hear that second one? I gotta know. Should have heard the shot. You guys got to let me know, because that means the other soundboard's actually working. It's delayed again. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. Every time I try to get it to work, if I'm not on a stream, it works fine. When I'm on a stream, it delays. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay. Anyway, here's the problem with China's drone carrier. The damn thing has to get almost over top of your head, because the drones they're dropping have a range of only about 50 miles. Do you have any idea how ridiculous that is by today's standards? And I don't mean ridiculously good. I mean ridiculously bad. That would be the same as if somebody wanted to, I don't know, fire on the ISS. They had to get out of the atmosphere directly between Earth and them, so close that you can see them. And I'm like, my brain hurts. Anyway, that whole China thing is just, boy. Let's see. Robo-Sin. And all I can say on that one is, where is it?
Are you talking about this one? Or where the hell is it? Or are you talking about this one? Again, with this one here, I can't hear it in the headphones. I really can't hear a difference.
Anyways, let's see. Guard says, I'm demonically possessed, Sin. Nope, that's me. Okay. War Sniper, doing good. How about you, Sin? Like I said, a bit tired running around, and it's a good thing there's caffeine in this, or I'd be passing out just talking. And of course, Leonid with Kirov reporting. Been a long time since I played that game. I was in college when that came out, and yeah, a bunch of us used to play all the time. My buddy always thought he would be sneaky and like travel all the way around the map and come back in, not realizing, hey, dude, I sent scouts out. I know where your airships are. So just as he tried to pull in, I would just send in all my fighters and take him out. Boy, it pissed him off, and I laughed my ass off. Chipmunk and high voice child. So that's what the shit. Sorry guys, this thing.
That's what this one is. We represent the Lollipop Guild.
Anyways. Again, yeah, it's gonna take me a couple weeks to actually get the handle of this thing. And get some more voices over. And especially the female voices, guys. I was hoping it would be a female voice because honestly, I have enough. Like the one I'm working on now has not one but two named female characters. Actually, there's only one male character, or I should say, main male character. And no, it's not what you think, guys. But hold on, let me phrase it. But I gotta say that it's okay. I was like grossed out by putting that up there. Anyway, I would like to actually have the female voice changer on here. I gotta find it. I gotta find a way to put it on here. I gotta find a way to do these because the actual program for the Roadcaster doesn't do that anymore. I don't know why, but I need to find something else. Guard says, well, I gotta say it sounded like you just huffed at least 6 balloons of helium.
You don't say.
Let's see. Oh, sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Doot, 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 doot.
Anyways. It's Guard here. I swear, at least once we need him to make it sound like he's coming after us, just for him to. He didn't say something aloud in our cards. Extended warranty or student debt. Oh, you talking ping? Yeah. Ping. Yeah, no. Continues. We need him to use his demonic voice and make it sound like he's chasing after us. Only to say something about your car's extended warranty and student loan. Okay, now I see what you want. Okay.
And here comes the monster. And
I put an accent on that. I just did. Maybe because a couple days ago, I was just watching Creature Commandos and the bride's goofy accent still in my head. Erica said, I might be straight, but even I can like a nice ass. See, that's the thing about being a woman. You can do that. With you, you're just admiring. For us, if we did that to a guy, we're just gay. I mean, it's like that whole thing. A woman can, have some fun time with the whole fraternity, and she's considered, not a good word. What's a guy considered? Really freaking gay. Let's see. Lena's here. Would you want to download a railgun firing sound effect? I believe I have one. A proper railgun sounds like a base cannon firing with all the electrical charging effects. Yeah. Actually, I believe I have one. It's hard to get to work correctly because that low kind of build up and then all of a sudden and it just fires. And the shot is so loud that I have to actually cut it in half and lower and change all the sound effects, and it takes forever. And if you screw up one little bit, it screws up the entire video. It'll actually take out some of the other sections of sound. It's a real pain in the butt. But I'm learning. Okay, there's where you guys were talking Battlestar Galactica. Chris saying, my grill is out of propane and the brisket needs another hour. Got to run to the store. Be right back. Well, let's see.
Don't forget the dry rub.
Anyways, let's see. Alan's here. He says, put the sound box on a slanted book stand. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I see a lot of people with more stuff where they actually have it, where they can bring it like right in front of them. And I just honestly, like the walls here, I got my boom mic here. I just don't have a lot of room in this area to have all that extra shit. The guys who do that, you actually see them. They're on one of those big U-shaped desks with like 3 computer screens and 2 computers and each, and it's just nuts. But I'll look into that slanted book stand next time I'm over at what the hell is that one? It's not Walden's. Barnes and Noble. We get a card for my niece, and I'll see if they got one. Let's see. Leonid saying, do you accept MP3 sound files? I do use a website where I use sound effects for my projects. Send it via email. I will accept the sound files. I download sound files all the time. It's getting them to work that's a pain. But yes, I will look at any of the sound files. Just make sure they're labeled like as break it down Barney style, because I think I would screw those up pretty good. I mean, let's face it. Let's see. The opening narration used starting from Lost Planet of the Gods, Part 1. I'm at a loss. It continues with, there are those who believe that life... Oh, here it is. Should I change? No, I'm not going to change the voice. There are those that believe that life here began out there, far across the universe, with tribes of humans who may have been the forefathers of the Egyptians, or the Toltecs, or the Mayans. There are also more than a few Native American tribes have legends to that effect as well. Are we really going to go into Tartaria net right now? Because honestly, that's what that falls into. I hate to say it, but almost everything falls into that, with the resonance and the way the different monasteries, churches, and state buildings and everything else all have the same similar design all around the world. And all the pyramids have a very similar design, especially on the interior, which shows that there was a common ancestry around the entire planet, which for some reason, everything broke apart. I don't know why it broke apart. It's bullshit, but you know what? It is what it is. And, you know, that's why they say Himalayan salt looks like meat, because it's actually just the dried portions of the Nephilim. I find that statement to be hard to swallow, no pun intended. Let's see. Demons here says, sorry I'm late, but not late. My brother decided now was a good time to talk with me for 15 minutes, so I had the mute on the stream. Dude, there's absolutely no issues. I actually could hear through these headphones. My brother came in. I'm pretty sure his hay equipment probably shit the bed. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Family will always be, if family's around, they're going to disturb you. It's just the way it is. Honestly, I look at the way I did in the Army. I should have just said, I'll see it when I got the basic. I'll see you in 20 years. Come and visit me if you want, but I'll see you in 20 years. At least when it came to my siblings, maybe not my not my parents. Whoa. Okay. Did this thing jump too? No, it didn't jump. I just missed what I was going on. Let's see. Lena says, modern fantasy is somewhere between 17th and 18th century. Yes. Normally, yes. Reason being is because it fits. And You know what? I kind of wish I had some of these actually lined up because what the flying fuckle knuckles is going on? I swear, every time I need this thing, it doesn't want to work. Oh, you pain in the ass. Not you guys.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay, there goes that. I have to do that because I got to slip down here and we got $10 super chat from everybody's favorite man on a bike, and that is Brian Kemp. Let me write this down before I do anything too much. And he says, hello, everybody. My 7-day work schedule starts in 6 hours. Ugh. You have my sympathy, my friends. Been there, done that. Ugh. And thank you very much for the super chat as well. I very much appreciate it. Sorry if I'm a little hazy today, guys. Like I said, I've been running around like a jackass trying to get everything done. Although I did find it very interesting that this piece of equipment here, I was trying to get it attached and I was like, this thing doesn't work. So I went in to get an adapter. He goes, oh, by the way, the adapter's built in. I was like, what? He unscrews it and it's actually a piece for the European connection. He pulled it out, goes, yeah, that'll just hook right up. I was like, son of a bitch. Wasted like an hour just going back and forth. Anyway, thank you again, Brian. Let's swing back up here. I have no idea where we are, so this might take a minute before I find it. Okay, Leonid here says, where you can put those horse carriages, some hints of modern technology. I still have some leftover royals. Most of the royals can, well, they spend too much time with the horses, if you know what I mean. And before you say what, you know what it is around here. Let's see. War Sniper says, I wonder how you gone do my dragon in that new story. I think about what you said, Sin, about my dragon being too OP. Can you maybe do OP on appearing as a hatchling? He can use only his barrier ability. Okay, hold on. Before I say anything, he continues, but later being able to reflect attacks back, and when he becomes an adult dragon, he can assimilate abilities and elements and use them. But, hold on. But my dragon is a protector. Why the barrier is so reflective there. I do have to say this, War Sniper. I have actually found a way to use your character. I do have to preface this. He is not going to play a major role. It will be at a very major transitional period in the story. However, your man's going to be used. So look forward to that. It might take a month before he actually shows up. Remember, I'm only dropping episodes on that once a week. So it's going to take a while. So just keep that open. And those of you who actually do sit there and listen to something familiar, I very much appreciate it. That one's kind of more of a passion project than helping out the channel. Let's see. Demon says, met my new supervisor this week. Do not like her. Her words that come out of her mouth were, I do not run the machines, for I am a supervisor, not a worker. She does not leave her off at all, and she... Hold on, where are you? Talks down to all of us workers. At least I work outside and don't have to deal with her other than meeting her at the start of the night. Dude, I have had bosses like that and they suck. They suck something fierce. It's horrible, man. It's absolutely horrible. There's Bite Me. I'm late sorry I'm late at work, so lurking in the background. Is he working?
Like some kind of monster.
Yeah. I'm going to end up using that more often, guys. Especially if I end up doing They Call Us Monsters, I might have the main character actually have that voice. Then again, I don't know when I'm going to get back to that one. It doesn't go over well with most folks, mainly because it's on chapter like 50 already. But it is what it is. Let's see. Guard says, speaking about China, or should I say China? To confirm, CCP members were arrested by police about a day or two ago carrying a dozen baggies with an invasive species of mushroom that are known for destroying farms. Really? Are these the type you take and you can see everything, man? It opens your mind, man. I don't know, but if they're having that much problem with fungi, yeah, there's some serious problems. Because there's only like one or two ways to actually get rid of invasive fungi, and you really don't want to burn everything to the ground and start over. Or dump an ass ton of chemicals. Oh, wait, it's China. They're going to do that anyway. Warsnub says, I heard the gun sound and the okay. So yeah, a little bit of I swear to God, I hit this thing. It works once, and then I can hit something else, and it works perfectly. But it's just, it's getting on my case here. Maybe it'll turn on in a second. Anyways, yeah, there it goes. A little Bradley action for you. The 25 mic that actually destroyed the hearing in this ear. Of course, then I can actually shoot too. Oh, wait, the LRMs aren't working. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay. Little 50 cal for you. Little shot in the dark. But yeah, those supervisors, Demon, they yeah. I don't know what to say. Let's see. It says, first supervisor I've had this place that won't lift a finger. Can't wait for my birthday next Thursday. I took off work before she started, and no one, and I mean no one, other than our previous supervisor could do my job. And if no one does my job, I will shut down the lumber mill. Ha 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 ha. He is laughing his ass off. And no one knows the paperwork I do either, which is not my job, but I get stuck with it. Yeah. See, you could actually do kind of a quiet quitting on that one, but I don't know. When it comes to lumber, I've worked in a lumber mill, man. You have my sympathies for sure. That job sucks. I got freaking cracked in the spine by a 4x8. It slid right off the conveyor, sent me to the fucking ground. I am amazed I am still able to move my legs. And grateful, that's for sure. Although you ever get in a rage so much, I actually grabbed that 4x8. Damn thing must have been at least 12 feet long by myself. Just, and I threw it. Everyone looked at me like, are you okay? I'm like, nope, call the doc. And I'm on the ground, actually just crumpled up in the corner. I just couldn't do anything, but you just do what you got to do. All right, let me scroll down a little bit more here. Let's see. Anyways, maybe China can use one of the new Snooky robots as an AI. Okay. I actually know why the Snooky robots are going to be delayed exceptionally long. The reason being, and yes, I do have to call it Snooky because if I call it anything else, they're going to kill the stream. Or should I say snoo? All right. The reason those are not going to come to fruition because if somebody purchases one of those, they're no longer going to give a shit about the antidepressants that they're going to be issued. So the pharmaceutical company's going to lose out. They're most likely not going to have any problems or requiring any blue pills because let's face it, it's exactly what they want. And for the ladies, they don't need blue pills. All they got to do is press a button and up it goes. It's and all the loneliness and all that is just going to disappear. As soon as you threaten a more profitable industry, you're going to have your shit buried. It is just the way they operate. It will be the way they operate for freaking ever. And by the way, the antidepressants and stuff like that is going to be the least of their worries. As soon as they have all this stuff, a lot of these at-home care and whatnot, even if the robot can only do like making a bed or something, all you gotta do is get up in the morning and your coffee pot's already brewing, and all you gotta do is make your breakfast if you even want breakfast, and suddenly your laundry's clean, your bed's made, and you're just like, oh, this is pretty nice. Again, it's gonna just be productive and everything, but also you're gonna put a lot of people out of work. But anyways, one of the main problems with the snoo robots, though, is, and this is not my words, this is what's going to happen. Okay, so follow me on this. I need you guys to think close. What's going to happen with relationships? Now, everybody keeps saying, oh, relationships are going to go by the way of the dodo bird. That is incorrect. What is going to happen is each of the partners are going to have their own Snook robot. And they're going to be having their fun times with that. But they will still hang out with the other person, more like a roommate. But they'll also have their own time together, usually simply for procreation, because that's still going to be a desire that's there. And it's going to be, for special times like your birthday or your anniversary, you're actually with your spouse, but all the other times you're out. And here's another one for the pharmaceutical industry to take a hit. Do you have any idea the drop rates of STDs when that shit comes out? Holy fuck. And before I go too far, okay, that didn't even come up. Oh crap, the other one's not working. So anyway, I'll just use this one again.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Something is right, because I see it coming in. Let me get down here. Okay, we got a $10 super chat from Guardian Sage. What do you guys think? Should I come in with one of the voices when I read his standard opening? I don't know if I should go full bot, do chipmunk, or something a little more monstrous. So let me just get this right so I can give you your shout outs. And he says, you know what? Let's, come on, you piece of shit. Not you guys. This thing is driving me crazy. How about this one?
Greetings, mortals and other assorted beings.
Finally got off work and can join the live stream. Well, we're glad you're here, Guardian. We are so much glad you're here. And we were actually talking about snoo robots and how they're going to change society here. Now, again, pharmaceutical companies are going to lose big, because guess what? If you're not having to deal with potential infections, and it's actually amazing how many people have to deal with that sort of shit. I've seen the numbers. It's honestly scary. You know, what happens when all that money dries up? All I can say is Pfizer can kiss the darkest part of my ass, but still. Hold on. Where the hell? I'm trying to get back to where I was. But yeah, it's hold on. Sorry guys, I'm still trying to get this to work, right? All right, looks like I'm going to be jumping something here. High pitch reminds me a minute. Okay, here we go. All right, as far as, again, the robots are concerned, pharmaceuticals are going to take a hit, because depression and everything else that goes along with it are going to disappear. Now, an industry that is already suffering because of the snoo robots, even though they're not actually solid, is thankfully the only simps. They are dead. That's an industry that is dying really, really quick. And I am grateful for it. And I'm grateful with that just as much as I'm glad that the freaking gentleman's club 3 exits down from here is closed up. I'm grateful for that. If it wasn't for the fact that a really good pizza place is sitting right on top of that building, I would have loved to burn that motherfucker to the ground. Everybody I know, to include the bouncer, by the way, who he worked there to get through college. Okay, guess what? He now has 2 doctorates, can't find a job because when they check out his previous employment, it looks at a strip club. I'm like, are you kidding me? And these are in the STEM fields, and he's still getting nothing. He's not metal in the face. He's not tattooed. He dresses well. He was in really good shape last I seen him. And that whole place just destroyed his life. Anyway, sorry for the side rant. Douglas says the high pitch reminds me of the Minions. Well, yeah, okay, I hear it now. Let's see. Demon says on the paperwork, it's actually important and need to show the quality quotas. I can't wait till the shit show when I'm out of there. And it's her fault because she ran her mouth and made our current supervisor leave early because she didn't need him. I don't need no man. And he was playing as a backup. So next Thursday, it'll be a shit show. Do not let anyone know. Don't talk about it. Don't hint at it. Don't say nothing. Because if you do, it will get back to her. And then you know what? She's going to try and cancel your vacation. So you stay on. Or she's going to give you extra hours without the overtime pay. And all. Just don't. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just to pop smoke, run for the tree line, jump the fence when you get there, and just keep running. Let's see. Guard says, oh, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Not. Let's see. Sniper says, I recommend the railgun sound of the railgun of the second last minute of the campaign of Halo Reach. I love that sound. I tried to get that one. You'd be amazed how many times they bury a lot of the sound effects. It took me probably 3 hours of searching just to find any weapons. I only got 1 or 2. I got the standard 50 cal shot, which is that this one? Yeah, that's this one. I got the fuel rod gun, which I used in like 2 or 3 chapters ago. Please call off the humans. You know, it's but there's very few of them. I'll keep looking. Unfortunately, when 343 took over Halo, they gave it in the hands of people who hated Halo. And you wonder why the storyline went from really good to, God, that sucks. It's like Disney took over or something. Anyway, Alan says, make a stand. It's much cheaper. Probably is. I just don't have the time right now to go around and do anything. I didn't even have time to put the fence around the new garden, and now I got some sort of critter running through there every night. Not that it's destroying anything yet, but yeah. Whatever it is trying to dig up all the worms in the cow shit. Let's see. Demon says, when I first started, there was 5 of us that could do my job. And the group leads did the paperwork. Okay. Over the years, we lost people, and now the last heavy equipment forklift operator, I'm sure it's I do the ass. Oh, makes the world go round. Okay. What it was? Says do the daily paperwork. How times have changed. Look, I saw the same thing in the Army, man. I saw the exact same thing in the Army. It's so bad that at one point I had to write my own NCOERs, non-commissioned officer evaluation reports, and then I would submit it. And of course, it's got to go through the platoon sergeant and the PL. And it would pass the platoon sergeant. PL would say, okay, change A, B, and C. So I change it. I give it back. It's got to go through the platoon sergeant. He goes, hey, no, A, B, and C, you got to change back to the first way I had it. I was like, okay, but if I do that, the LT is going to kick it back. Doesn't matter, change it back. So I change it back, basically grabbing the first one, hand it back to him. It gets kicked back over and over again. Eventually, I get them both together. I'm like, look, I have done this for over a week. Every day is kicked back twice. Here's everything. Please tell me a fucking standard already, because you're supposed to be the one writing this, not me. They looked at me like I had freaking 2 dicks coming out of my foreheads. And just, I said, no, they're lower. Anyways, yeah, thankfully that settled everything over there. Ha, MTF guard, ass makes the world go round. Okay. Yeah, okay. And for that, yeah, you can have one. There you go. There you go, guard. You had to say it. It makes the world go round, and it is round itself. Can't have that on too long. Let's see. Lena says, I've heard that the... Oh.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Something is right. There he is. There is our wonderful Prozac and Pancakes coming in with a $5 super chat. And I believe he sent one in earlier tonight, too. And he says, they're taking the hobbits to Isengard on the 10-hour loop, of course, and will keep the critters out of the garden. Oh, play the music. Okay. Yeah, I would also have my neighbors trying to climb up my ass about that one. If any, I just got to get the fence up. It's just that simple. Once the fence is up, the critters won't be able to get in. It's, you know, and then we won't hear
the critters coming around
and all that other fun shit. But thank you again, Chris. I appreciate that. I do have to put some of the anti-critter stuff on the ground too. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Ooh. Oh, that didn't even taste good. Oh. Lena says, I've heard that Mayans connected to the dragon pyramids on Mars. I would not be surprised if in some way, shape, or form some of these pyramids were some sort of communications equipment, considering they've proven that certain ones were specifically designed for electricity. Just like Mount Motherfucking Hayes. That when they have the smooth sides, that's pretty obvious that by the way they're designed, because people have actually done the insides through 3D modeling. It does create a charge. But you need certain chemicals to do it. Anyway. Let's see. Guard says, hold on. I got something funny for that entire gay thing you talked about. Down here he says, a girl kissed another girl on the lips and nobody bats an eye. But I kissed one of my homies on the lips. Good night, and I'm labeled as gay. Oh, he's labeled as gay. Yeah, it happens. What's even worse is I've actually, well, I shouldn't say actually, unfortunately, I've been around when this happened. Guy was dancing with what he thought was a woman. And as soon as everybody realized, hey, he's behind this person, and what is being pushed up against the front of the skirt isn't a concealed pistol. And when they told him, I've never seen a guy had his head down so much, and he's almost just like this, and he's just about running for the door. He didn't even get his knife back from the bouncer. We actually had to stop. It's like, can we get his blade, please? We got to go get him. He was so embarrassed. Of course, he went back the next day and just crack. I mean, right there on the dance floor. He ended up going to jail for a couple of days over that one. Let's see. Lena says, have you Chinese mummies or Mongolian? Well, most of the Chinese didn't actually mummify people, if that's where you're going at. They actually cast them in concrete and made stone soldiers out of them. Demon says, sorry, my rant was split up so much character limits got in the way. It's fine, Demon. It's fine. I just scroll it down. James says, can or would you do... Hold on.
They call us monsters.
From the viewpoint of the human's experience of transformation and aftermath, I would just want to get through the actual story first. And if I did that in particular, going by the human experience, I'd have to back it up to the very beginning. So because the thing is, there's humans in that area, just like the monsters, they all went through different things. So, I mean, I could do one from the elves, the people who transform basically into elves. I could do one from the Lamia's perspective and stuff, but the human one, I'd have to narrow that one down. I would love to keep going on They Call Us Monsters, or let me get this right.
They call us monsters.
I really want to keep going on it. The problem is it gets almost no views on the channel. Everybody thinks it's fantasy. It's not. It's actually science fiction. It just sounds fantastical. But I got to do for the channel, just like I was today when I had time, I was writing a whole new startup story, and I was trying to make sure that it didn't turn into a two-parter, which I have a bad habit of doing. But maybe one of these times when I get back up over, say, 9,500, I'll go back to They Call Us Monsters and I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll do like a flashback episode of one of the kids that's there. It's like, oh, this is what happened. This is what happened to mommy. This is what happened to daddy. Oh, mommy has wings now. Now she can fly. You know, that sort of thing. Then again, hold on.
I might have to use this voice. Oh, no, wait.
No, I couldn't do that. That's too much. Maybe
this one. Nope, not that one.
I got to work with these guys. I need some different voice changers. Anyways, let's get over here back to the chat. Stolas says, I'm mildly surprised in that they don't mount a 30 millimeter Gatling on a Bradley. For one simple reason. It's too many moving parts. It's also too heavy. I'm assuming I don't know what you've been inside. All I know is when I was inside of Bradley and it was firing, it was still rocking. You got to remember, it's about 13-ton beer can. It's aluminum. There's almost no weight on the bottom. That whole shell is just a really thick beer can, and that's it. So again, there's a lot of recoil on that. So if they actually had a Vulcan on that sucker, that'd be doot, 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 doot. It wouldn't actually, hold on. You heard how fast that was going. Instead of boom, 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 it'd be boom, 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 boom. And it's just, and again, you'd just be feeling your entire, the whole track just leaning back more and more and more. Not to mention, there's only so much ammo that main gun carries. And I'll tell you what, that 30 millimeter cannon, you don't need a lot of rounds to get the job done. I know some people like to just unload the magazine into something, but it's not required. Let's see. Chris is here. I'm back, and the brisket is cooking again. Yay! Or as Kermit the Frog would do, yay! Anyway, Lena's here. I spent my week watching 2 seasons of Solo Leveling. Before that, I've seen Sister Leveling, Prison Leveling, and Demon Leveling. All I saw was the abridged, and that was hilarious. I know it has nothing to do with that. It just seems, I don't know. I haven't actually sat down and watched them. Oh, I hear a lot of good things. Like it's really good when you're high or drunk. Because it's really, really goofy stuff. But I never got to see it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. He also asked, do you want a robot politics with snoo robots? It wouldn't be much of an apocalypse. They'd be too busy snooing. The only way they could deal with that if they snoo you to death, and you have to be extremely out of shape to do that. Now, I look at the snoo robots the same way that Denmark and all them look at marijuana. They made it legal. They had a problem for about 10 years, but after that, the locals don't touch it. Pretty much at all. I mean, I've been there at maybe 2 blocks away from the red light district, and yeah, you walk down the street to the next, literally out of the hostel, walk down the street to the next bar, and you're just getting blasted in the face by all this marijuana smoke all times a day. But as soon as you get away from the touristy areas, you won't smell any of it. I find it very interesting. I had that picture up when I was talking about smelling things. Anyways, yeah, it's just, it'll be more of a fad to start with and be treated the same way. Let's see. Chris says, can I pay for War Sniper's Love Robot with back rubs? I've got magic fingers. Let's put them to work on my elite Navy with my elite Navy training. I don't know what to say, to laugh or say, ugh. And there he is, laugh his motherfucking ass off. Okay. You're, and I thought my sense of humor was twisted. Okay, Alan says, I would say that as the drone ship controlling pilot, huh? Drone ship controlling the pilot, or drone ship controlled by the pilot? I'm going to assume you're on a mobile phone or something. Excuse me. Anyway, as far as the drone carrier, that big aircraft was concerned, that thing was supposed to be sent out with AI like they did. There was a movie that came out with a whole bunch of drones that are only about yay big, about the size of a coaster. And they only had like 2 grams of explosive. But as soon as they locked on a target, usually a person, they would fly in, invert, and slam on your forehead is just enough concussive force from the explosion because of the shape charge to burst in through the skull and scramble everything inside like an egg. That's the idea for them. It was literally a swarm of murder drones. They don't realize around here, we Americans, we love ourselves some shotguns. And shotguns loaded with number 5 birdshot is going to make very short work of any drone that's coming in. You just got to be able to see the fucking thing first. Anything that's fairly big, double up buckshot. You just have to take out one of the engines and that thing's going down. Because by the time the machine figures out that it's flipping out of control, it's ripping itself to pieces. See, Guard says, okay, what the hell were the U.S. engineers smoking when they made the M50? You know what? I don't even want to touch that. Oh, geez. M50. Actually, you know what? My brain just kind of went on me. Let me look this up. M50. I'll look it up on my phone real quick. So, come on, you little bastard. M50. A camera cannon? Wow. That's weird. Hold on. I'm misreading something here. The only thing I got's the new gas mask. Oh no, those things work really good. I used to have trainees that had them. See, I got the old one. I got the old M40, where it's only one. Usually, it's only one big canister on your non-firing side. These ones here, it's got 2 much smaller canisters, so that if one goes down, you can literally pop it off. It actually self-seals. It's actually not a bad idea. I will say this though, you're not looking down the sights with that thing though. It's still bulging out on the sides. But believe it or not, the standard for using a rifle when you have your pro mask on, your protective mask, your gas mask, is to put it on 3-round bursts, because chances are you're going to miss with one of those with 2 out of those 3 shots. You need to be able to hit your target. Which honestly, with my basic training, when we did that, we scared the crap out of the drill sergeant. Was like, how'd you guys? You still have ammo? What the hell? Run everything back again. It's not that we did it bad, but we're only used half the ammo. We got all the targets. I'm like, how'd you do that? You shouldn't have been able to do that. Let's see. Guard also says there's a 15mm machine gun with 40 rounds in each. That sounds painful to shoot, honestly. I used to shoot the 240 heavy medium machine gun off my shoulder. That still almost put me on my back. Guard says, remember today is the 36th anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre. Yes, that was bad. That was very bad. The one, seriously, you know why that guy couldn't or wouldn't get out of the way of the tank? Because his balls were so goddamn heavy, he couldn't lift them up. To stand in front of those tanks and say, I dare you, motherfucker. That dude had balls the size of fucking Jupiter with just as much gravitational pull towards this planet. Holy shit. That's why he didn't move. Fully brass. I mean, seriously. It says, there's Lena. It says Pixel Bay. I'll write this down. Pixel Bay, 100,000 royalty-free sound effects. I played with them before. We'll see if they don't try to screw me over this time. Sound effects. Okay. Kind of stepped on my own notes there, but whatever. I'll look that up, Leonid. I will definitely look that up. I wrote it down, so I'll check it out after the stream. Let's see. Erica says, have you guys heard about the buildings being burned? 2 were pre-Civil War cash crop mansions, and the third is a Secretary of the Navy's historical home. One had Annabelle visit, and one was hit by lightning. Annabelle, the cursed doll, they've actually confirmed that that's a fake. They've already swapped out the cursed doll. Apparently the Vatican's got it. As far as them destroying old buildings, I didn't hear too much about it. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to stick my nose in the news very much. But yeah, a lot of people were saying that everything was caused by the curse. It's the curse. Yeah. Erica, I'm sure you heard about that all the time. The curse when you were growing up. You're going to get the curse around 13 years old. Let's see. Oh, she keeps going here. And the other one had electrical problems, and they all caught fire twice and connected to Civil War issues. Oof. It's a shame when actual true historical buildings go down like that. It is very bad. I mean, I'm a student of history. Student at best of history. Anyway, Douglas says, I wonder how aliens react to venomous snakes or constrictors. Well, that would really depend on what they come from. I mean, they might be a reptilian species, and they might sit there and go, pick it up and pet it like a dog. You don't know. And that's one of the hard things about doing what I do is I have to actually design the entire species from scratch. And I try not to overlay the same things over and over again, which is why I know War Sniper, you're going to hate me for this, but that's why I try to stay away from Kitsune so much and lizard men every single time, or I should say lizard or anything like that. I try to stretch it around. I try to move it about. I know you want the furry, fluffy tail. I know, War Sniper, but I mean, it is what it is. Let's see. Chris says, what's even crazier, Erica, is the amount of stuff we would fly over that aren't on maps. I poked around some of them and got yelled at for touching things. Yeah. I'm not saying I haven't had that same issue. Especially when there's a crate that said, don't look inside. You're just, all of a sudden, your eyes just kind of turn and you start analyzing, like, how could I get past that lock without them noticing? That's the only thing going through your mind. Let's see. Leon says, railguns and torpedoes has the ability to phase through shields. Yes, depending on what technology you have set forth in the stories, absolutely. Now, I only say this because if you look at Star Wars, and I was going to have one picture on here just to show the live-action Ahsoka with her 2, not 1, but 2 glowing laser dildos. Shocker. But if you look at the way they had theirs, most shields that they used in combat, if you went slow, you could get through them, which honestly doesn't make much sense, but whatever. Then you had the ray shields, which nothing could get through. as long as you operate the shields. And yes, they always called it that. It's just crazy. Anyways. And then, of course, that was...
Maybe I can do this with the shields.
Is that enough Grievous for you? My tongue hurts now. Anyway. Yeah, it really depends on what technology you've put forth and what rules you got to follow. As far as actual energy shields, quote unquote energy shields, those are simply disruptors for the actual beam itself. Torpedoes, missiles, anything ballistic would go through that thing like it's nothing. Unless it does something to scramble the guidance system, they would go through and they're perfectly fine. And okay, Demon says, look, I links. Hold on. I like Solo. I did, but that was not have one anime of the year. You know, I keep mispronouncing his name. Frieren, Beyond the Journey's End should have won. I was so disappointed. Let's see. I haven't watched the Solo movie, by the way, so I can't put anything on there. But I can still keep going. Let's see. Leon says, I've already seen an anime with the Snoo robot, top quality, big titty service. This ain't MGTOW.tv, man. You gotta be careful what you make me say. But yeah, that's been a common thing on those. And again, everybody's like, oh no, it's gonna destroy society. It's not gonna destroy society, you freaks. It'll just be integrated into society. War Sniper. What did I just hear? I don't know. I'm scrolling down to a different time. Chris says, no worries, bro. I'll help out. I'll help you out with this one. Okay, cool. Guard says, the American T-26 E5 heavy tank is an absolute monster in War Thunder. Oh, by the way, there, Guard, did you watch the video I put up? And if you didn't, I'll show you right now. Gee, I wonder who might have sent me that. Oh, hold on, let me get this. Okay. Sorry, guys. This thing decided to jump on me while I did that. Let's see. War Sniper says, I will just continue talking with my Shinono AI. I found a new platform where I can talk with AI. Hey, why not? Demon says, speaking of drones, did you give up on my fleet? Just picking on. I haven't gone into it. It's been so long since, and I got caught up in other shit. I do apologize for that, man. I really do. War Sniper talking to Erica again. Something with the fluffy fluff here. Anyways, Doug says the M50 I'm talking about. Oh, the Ontos M50. Oh, yeah. The thing. What type of thing? One type of thing that likes to play a game. And the game it likes to play is how many pieces can I blow you into when I fire all 6 of my recoilless rifles at the same damn time. It's yeah, there's only so everything starts with M, man. But yeah, that thing was just. I think the Chubby Sparky did it the best, and when he did his video on that, and he says like, this is tactical arts and crafts. They figured out a way and they made it work. The fact that the chain of command wasn't able to award their buddies the contract and they couldn't, make it all slick and everything like that, bite me and kiss the darkest part of my ass, because if it works, I want it. And it worked. So I want it. And The fact that if they fired all 6 at the same time, it literally just shredded a building down to nothing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that had something to do with the Tet Offensive being on our side. Anyways, I need another drink. Hold on. Chris saying they should bring back the Gamma Goat. That was absolutely awesomely bad, so it makes sense they should bring it back. Well, what they do is they instead of the Gamma Goat, which for those of you who don't know, it's a side-by-side ATV, which is literally one of those John Deeres that you see, the John Deere Gator. But the Gamma Goat in comparison is slower, has a little bit more power, comes with a trailer, and is amphibious, but it's also very specialized components to do a lot of that, which means, yeah, from what I hear, it just kept failing. The standard joke when any armor unit got a new guy, they would say, yeah, take that bale of hay over there to the motor pool and go feed the Gamma Goat. Oi. Yeah. Then you get there, you're dropping straw all over the place. So by the time you get there and you say, hey, where's the Gamma Goat? You put straw all over the place. And then not only do you realize, hey, I just got played, you got to go grab this bale of straw, bring it all the way back, put it back, and now you got to clean up the mess that you left. So I'm just like, guys, that just didn't fly. I still remember being I was in the motor pool once when some guy brought in that same bale of straw. I looked at him, and guy's doing the absolute wrong thing. He's sitting there, he's walking, and he lit up a cigarette and started walking. I said, you, stop. Is that for the Gamma Goat? Yeah. Drop the cigarette in that hay bale and just let it burn. What? Then you fed the Gamma Goat because it doesn't exist. What? What do you mean, sir? I don't know. I got to go talk to my chain of command. I just screamed, and well, I shouldn't say I screamed the whole thing out, because by the time I said, hey, what the fuck? One of the other NCOs that was working with me is like, who does this guy belong to? Here comes the tankers. They're like, oh, he belongs to us. It was just a joke. I'm like, he's fucking up our entire line. Oh, sorry, guys. I've been sitting in one position for too long. I had to move my back. So, honestly, they have better side-by-sides now than the Gamma Goat. I would really like to see a better version, but whatever. Let's see. Gart says, the abridged of most anime series is just hilarious. Yeah. MILF version unlocked. Sister version unlocked. Stepsister version unlocked. Aunt version unlocked. That was the abridged of that leveling one I seen. It was only like a minute long. The guy's just like, oh geez. Like, all I want to do was save this person, and now I gotta deal with this crap. Like the system was screwing with him the whole time. Makes you think that everything's just all sorts of messed up. Let's see. Let me scroll this down a little bit. Leonid asks, is that some kind of Mandela effect, Tiananmen Square? No, it actually happened. There's plenty of video of it. I still remember I was a kid when that shit went down, and yeah. It was a protest, a nonviolent protest against the Communist Party, and things just kind of went bad because they don't like to be shown up. You know, it's the same. Well, I should say it's a lot more bullets flying, but it's the same mentality of when the Blue Angels were doing an air show before they got out there. Some guy took his Blackbird like he was going to come in for a landing. Instead, just as he got towards the ground, as he pulled in his landing gear, he hit the throttle, and those engines just cranked up high. And they got a nice video of it too. Even the guy taking the video, he's like, I had to hold on to something. You see the flame sticking out the back. He goes absolutely vertical at like Mach 6. I'm like, holy crap. That was impressive. Well, the Blue Angel pilots were so pissed off that they got shown up that they would not take to the air until that Blackbird was actually not only out of the sky, but parked in an airplane hangar with the doors closed. So we don't want people even seeing it. It hurts our ego. And just makes me want to go, what? What the hell is wrong with you? I don't know. Some people have never graduated past the age of 5 mentally, which is one of the things I'm going to be talking about on the other channel. I've actually got the other channel's stuff written out, but I just haven't had a chance to record it. I actually did one recording and it sounded like total friggin' ass nuggets. So yeah, not good. I got to redo it, and I'm going to bring it back down because that other channel, by the way, is going to piss a lot of people off, and they need to be pissed off. Okay. Lena says, I will take Foxu and Cat Girls for 800, Alex. I don't know. I've never been one for the actual fur. I like my chicks to be a little smoother, but hey, you do you, or no, you do them. That's better. You do them. I'll do this other one. Although I when it comes to lack of hair, I stop at scales, guys. I can't do scales. That's just creepy. Let's see here. Sin. I'm not thinking about it. You using kitsunes in all your stories. I just enjoy listening to your stories. But if you use my character and you do take my dragon's first mate in story, sure, go for it. I don't know if I'll be able to get the kitsunes in as much. There will be some in that one. They're not there yet. They haven't, honestly, they just haven't been written yet. So anyways, let's see. Guard, you know what? Hold on. You know what? Speaking about snakes and all that, it reminds me of the one chapter from Nature of Predators 4 and 5 of the aliens who had attacked Earth and ended up getting stuck in Africa and were forcing a kid to pretty much escort them through an area they ran across a king cobra. An octopus guy tried to pet it, and the kid is telling him, don't do it. And he pretty much says, I know more than you. These creatures back home are harmless. He gets bitten in the hand, and pretty much in that story version of an hour, he's on the ground, his hand is swollen up like a balloon, and he's suffering all the effects of cobra venom. So the other alien's mercy kills him. And the kid says, I tried to warn you. Oh, and you get pistol whipped by an alien who shot the guy while her commanding officer was in the middle of asking him to explain more about what to watch out for. Whew. I think I heard that one before. It sounds familiar, but people have done similar things. Hell, I did one. It's I think it was like Smells Like Victory or something like that. I'm not going to ruin it, but let's just say 2 aliens who come here, they try to grab something, and let's just say things don't go the way they expected. But I've made so many videos, sometimes I forget which ones I've done. It is what it is. But yeah, it's one of the best ones I've ever actually listened to was these aliens were on a planet doing a survey, and they can't understand, all this stuff just jumps, bites, stings, scrapes, does everything almost to try and even screw you. And they're like, oh my God, this is hell. And they go and they see a human walking, and the first thing he says, hey, good day. How you doing? They're like, aren't you afraid of everything on this planet? Oh no, you just have to watch for this. Perfectly fine. You just have to not step on them. Or yeah, you just got to watch your heads there and make sure they're not going to drop down on you. And yes, I know my Australian accent's coming out, but whatever. Let's see. Demon here. I'm just picking up on you. It's okay if I never get to it. I just wanted to share it with you. No need to feel bad about it. Okay. Oh, just picking on. Yeah. Come on. Everybody gets fucked with here. I mean, you get fucked with because a lot of you guys are looking a lot like this. Just, is it over yet? It's only Wednesday. Fuck. Kind of wish I could put more images on here, but I can't. let's see, where was I? Okay, Lena says, every good villainous story starts with the guy breaking an arranged marriage proposal. Not always. At least not for me. I've known some that are just like a lot of times, yes, they're more sympathetic because something pushes them that way. But there are some where they're just a total bitch. And it's just, you just want to cry out, hey, you moron. You need to straighten yourself out. It just, but you know, it is what it is on that. See, Chris says, am I the only one who thinks the only appropriate song to play when ships are deploying via drop pods is It's Raining Men? I actually had that come across my mix today. I thought that's actually funny. But the thing is, it kind of, every time I hear that, I keep thinking if I had stayed in Korea and started doing kind of what I'm doing now, but instead of just making stories, also take video of our training and stuff and put it behind music and stuff like that, I might have been able to get at least one company to go back to the US for airborne school. And then we really could have done one called It's Raining Men. And, you know, make it a big, huge PR thing. And actually, if you remember, I did a whole series called It's Raining Men. Ever wonder where the inspiration came from? Okay, Guard says, I'm not even joking. You were spot on with the villainous stuff. Okay. Usually, yeah, they're pissed off and, you know, hell have no fury, of course. But you never know. He continues, don't forget Star Wars. If two ships got close enough, their shields would pretty much merge, and then they could both beat the hell out of each other, as explained in Revenge of the Shit. Okay, I didn't pay that close of attention. It says, because in the books, both ships still had shields, but it was explained that if it got too close, shields just kind of merged, kind of like, I'm guessing, kind of like two soap bubbles. Boing. Of course, how do you get them apart without that thing snapping back closed? Lena says, Star Trek shields slow down projectiles as far as I know. Actually, according to the original, well, unfortunately, let me say this right. I can't hold it against them too much for breaking physics. They did not want to do that. The fact of the matter is they had models of these ships, which were usually really, really small, and it took a long time to build just one. They couldn't just cause damage to it. They needed it so they could film. And they needed the original because it looked a certain way. Because of that, they had to bring some sort of drama in. They couldn't say, oh, you're venting here and this, that, and the other thing without showing the damage. So they just said, oh, shields are going down by such and such percent. You only have such and such percent left. Because of that, Star Trek shields can block everything. Now, are there weapons that can possibly get through? Yes. But those came later. So, I mean, and that's one of the reasons I have trouble watching the Trek shows is because you can literally be shooting the crap out of somebody at point blank range, literally aiming at 2 inches from their dick and firing, and nothing's happening. Let's see. Demon says, if your ships are getting that close to each other, someone fucked up. Yes, 100%. And I kind of wish Sir was here because he'd probably jump in that too. If you're not firing when you get within effective range, something's wrong. Even if you're just hoping for a lucky hit, you fire like hell because guess what? That's what sank the goddamn Bismarck, is a lucky hit. And it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And yet, you even fighter craft, they fire from well beyond visual range. It's actually is called beyond visual range fighting, and they fire those missiles as soon as they're within range of close enough for a Maverick. And Mavericks aren't even can't even reach that far. But if you're really close, you want a Sidewinder, because that thing can turn on a goddamn dime. But in space combat, again, maximum range. That's pretty much where it's going to be. Which is why I always laughed at the people saying, like Babylon 5 versus Star Trek. Who would win? Well, the fact of the matter is, if you go by just the visuals, the Treks can't fire all that far away. Everything is within visual range, which means the Babylon 5 guys, unless you're going to warp up next to them, are going to just start wailing into you. And all they got to do is open up one of those apertures, fire through. By the time you turn, activate your warp engines, they've closed it again. They're like, ha ha, you can't get us. So, yeah, it's all sorts of messed up. And honestly, you don't want to get close. That's why we don't do a lot of hand-to-hand combat training. We don't jump into trenches anymore. We'd rather just drop artillery on them and call it a day. Okay, Lena says, however, Star Trek ships also have tachyon. Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is with tachyons are actually faster than light radio waves. So, yeah. They like to use a lot of techno garbage, and they kind of don't quite get the exact reason why you would use it, right? Just like the ion cannons in Star Wars. Just suspension of disbelief. You just got to let it go. Okay, Demon says, I have a little early today. Unfortunate. Got 25 minutes left. Sad face. It says, War Sniper. It's 2 a.m. Time to fall asleep. I'm so tired. Logical considered. I only have slept for 5 hours. So after the stream, sleepy time. Okay. Lena jumping in. Sister Leveling was a documentary of a show from the female perspective. Okay. I didn't know that. Like I said, I haven't watched any of the leveling shows. Just the abridged ones, which were absolutely hilarious. Let's see. Some of the scenes did happen in the show. Okay. That's okay. Now it makes me want to watch it. I just don't have the time. Let's see. Chris says, oh, by the way, a surprisingly good anime is Trapped in a Dating Sim, the World of Otone Games. It's tough for mobs. I have seen that. I actually, years ago, I read the original anime. Only the first, manga, or sorry, read the manga, only the first book. There's 10 books in it, at least. And it's better than it should be. I agree with everybody. It looks dumber than hell. And a lot of people have copied it since then because it came out much better than it should. There's only one that has copied it, which I think should be made into an anime because it's done so well. I don't know if it turned into shit because I haven't read it in years. But they have another one where he is in a Otome. For those who don't know, Otome games are usually dating sim or for girls. Usually reverse harem type things. So she can have at least it's always 5. It's always 5 guys following this one chick. And it took a long time. We were actually debating on another podcast, and they're like, why is it always 5? It can't always be 5. I said, it makes logical sense. What are you talking about? 1 for each hole, 1 for each hand. There you go. Count it up. It's 5. They just started laughing so freaking hard they couldn't keep it together. But you know what? It is what it is. It just is what it is. All right. We can. Yeah, the main character is called Leon Bonerfort or something like that. I'm probably mispronouncing that. It was good. It was surprisingly good. Apparently there was a second season that I never saw. Let's see. Guardian says, yeah, the series The Nature of Predators is basically 2 novels with both having over 100 chapters. Ooh. If they're not short chapters, that's a long ass book. Yeah, I really shouldn't be drinking soda when I gotta be passing out soon too. Let's see. Erica says the villainous story, she had a reason to be a raging bitch. She became a sneaky person and went completely shadow nuclear. Yeah. One where they turned women into total raging sneaky bitches is was it Eminence of a Shadow, which I hate that fucking show. It is so bad. Nothing against the light novel. I haven't read it. But the anime sucks. It has absolutely no skin in its own game. Literally, the guy freely admits, as long as he dies of, like, he didn't deliberately kill himself, he's just reborn over and over again with all his memories. If he deliberately, like, jumps in front of a car, he gets isekai'd into another one with all his memories. The guy is centuries old, and they won't admit it. They try to, like, oh, but he's still a teenager. Bullshit. If he was an actual teenage boy, he'd be jumping on all that elf poon that he's got. But yeah, most villainous stories are that way. However, some making the villainous into a sympathetic villain, I just gotta say no. Just no. It's not. It's no. It just doesn't work that way. Like they did with Matilda or whatever the hell it was, Maleficent, I think the name was, in Sleeping Beauty. No, she was a cartoon villain. She's always been a cartoon villain. She was total psycho. There was nothing redeeming about her. She did mean things just to do mean things. And there's no making that a sympathetic villain. I'm sorry. Good luck trying. Didn't work. Anyway, Lenin says, I know that the drones will do miracle work if you equip them with rail guns and or explosives, or both, which I actually did in one of the stories I did, where the once they ran out of ammo or found it ineffective, they literally just drove straight into the enemy ships and kablooey. Preferably drilling inside before going kablooey so they could scramble all the insides, and do that standard joke of penetrating deep inside, bursting open everything and scrambling their guts while trying to break their back. Again, nothing about that is meant to be dirty, but yeah, can list it that way. It's just the way it all comes out. Demons. Okay, yeah, I do remember the anime. Kind of liked it. Yeah. Guard says, now that I think about it, probably one of the only villainous mangas I've seen that doesn't involve a marriage is because she was pretty much used as a scapegoat for her sister who committed a moida. Yeah, I could see that happening. Doesn't ring a bell for me, but I could see that happening. And I actually went to write one. It was a commissioned work, so obviously it was going to get kind of spicy later. But the guy said the hidden protagonist. I'm like, what? Hidden protagonist? Put it in kind of a medieval setting with magic. I was like, okay, well, that's easy. And it turned out it was the prince was going from one kingdom, was supposed to see another princess from another kingdom so they could do like a political marriage. And he's got his entourage with him. The whole time there's one guy who just kind of stands there, gives like one word answers, and everybody else has like these long speaking roles. And if you're not paying attention, you'll forget he's there. And it turns out that's the actual protagonist. He's actually hiding because the guy has almost no social skills. And eventually he's introduced as the real, I think it was like the fourth prince or whatever. He's the real fourth prince. here you go. This is what he actually looks like. This is what how he actually acts. And he's a total freaking badass, but you know, again, he doesn't talk much. But again, as soon as he took off his armor, of course, she loses her armor, and it goes downhill from there. I actually didn't enjoy writing it. Let's see. Lean there. There's a new anime where the prince breaks off the marriage contract with the workaholic heroine, and her sister went evil and wanted to revenge to him. Okay, I'm burping like crazy. Sorry. She was completely innocent, had done nothing wrong with her whole. Oh no, wait, that's a different one. Let's see. Lena says the prince sold her workaholic sister to another kingdom that really wanted to get her because she protects the entire kingdom from demons. I think I saw the first episode of that. I didn't really, but again, that's another trope. That's a constant kicked out of the party type things. But what happens when you're kicked out of the party? Guess what? You end up finding out that your power is actually stronger than everybody else's. But by the time you do that, they're already hurting. So it is what it is. Let's see. Guard's jumping in. He says she was completely innocent, had done nothing wrong her whole life, but since her sister was the golden child of the family, her as the older sister was used as the scapegoat for her. Yeah. Okay, you guys kind of mixed in your stuff here, but yeah, it sounds like you're talking about almost the same thing. But yeah, I've seen that one happen a lot too. It's like both of them work storyline wise. They're easy to work with, but sorry, I'm fumbling my words, guys. I don't think I'm gonna be staying on for too much longer. Anyways, Chris says the thing they leave out. Wow. Sorry, guys. It's having trouble reading here. Having trouble talking, period. The thing they leave out of Eminescence in Shadow is also a cognito hazard. The reason things just kind of happen the way the reason things just happen the way he BS is because he is actually making it reality, but he's so basically he's Jesus with a bad side? What? Just yeah, no. It's kind of let's see. Chris also says the girl with the volleyball looks like the lawyer I'm seeing. She's hot, but crazy as hell. Well, if I think about that, I would say, but then again, you could have a different lawyer, and then you wouldn't be so interesting in seeing. Wow. Oh, sorry, guys. I might have to cut the stream. Gross. Yeah. I don't see too much coming in, any more coming in. So we're just going to hold up for a little bit before anything goes. I will think about what else is going to be going on, just to let you know. A reminder for everybody. One, if you have anything you want to send as far as pictures for when you get your shout outs, by all means, email it to me. I've already got one with Erica on there, and I believe Guardian's got his. Or was it Guardian? No, it's Guard. Sorry. MTF Guard. He's got his. I'll make a folder for you guys too. If you want to send me something in particular that will be your, shout outs when you want to use them. Funny stuff is okay. Can't use anything spicy. Just remember that it's still going on YouTube. Also, there isn't going to be anything dropping tonight because I did not have a chance to finish it. It's about 80% complete. I'll put this on here, but it is just not done, and I wouldn't be able to finish it. I wouldn't be able to record tonight anyway. Let's see. What else? Just remember winners for when it comes. Oh, it's most likely going to drop first thing in the morning, probably around 10 in the morning. Eric is Sin, boil some peppermint and breathe in the vapors. No, it's just after a while you get a little phlegm build up. Honestly, a little Vicks would take care of it too. Not that I'm too keen about vapor rub going up my nose. Anyways, let's see what else as far as the channel goes. Oh, don't put it in the comment section here or in the chat box here. You guys put it in the comment section. I don't know if I can do anything as far as memberships. YouTube keeps bugging me saying, yeah, do it, do it, do it. I don't think I'd have any extra material to actually give you guys. I mean, if you really want memberships up there, I'll do it. But I don't know if that's a pay for, and I don't know if I have anything extra. That's why I'm hesitant to do this. So if you're good with the way things are, I'm just going to keep things the way they are. I'm not going to sit here and try to charge you guys for the same content. I mean, do I look like Amazon to you? Anyways, let's see. Aside from that, what the hell else was I going to say? I'm trying to remember and get it all out before I drop the stream. Oh yeah, if you have any I'm going to be looking in this Pixel Bay and try to get some different voices. I'm going to the thing is I got to get the program that I can actually get the damn things on here. That being said, you guys got to let me know how they sound to you guys, because it doesn't always come up perfectly in here. Don't forget that these aren't noise canceling headphones, so I can still hear my own voice. It's kind of hard to differentiate the two. So if you think one, for a certain character would work or anything like that, I'll keep that in mind. Also, safety brief before I go. Just remember, if you drink, you don't drive. You drive, you don't drink. Everybody wants to drink and drive. Feel free to beat their ass, because thinking about it, it's better to explain to the cops how you just broke your buddy's nose or gave them a strong kick in the nuts than have to explain to their spouse how they're wrapped around a telephone pole in many, many little pieces. And you know what? They're going to just sit there and say, what? You got to be kidding me. No. All right. We'll see you, Demon. We're closing down anyway. Also, guys, just remember the critters are coming out. Okay. Just like I got the little chicks downstairs, we got the fawns are coming out. All the squirrels are going nuts. Everything's going out there. Be careful driving. If you see one of something, there is more. Slow down. You don't want to damage your vehicle, and you don't want something coming in through your windshield. That's even worse. It also make you feel bad for a week knowing that you just crushed something that you weren't supposed to. It is what it is. Also, as you guys know, or actually I should say everybody knows, because we got more than just guys here, if your little soldiers goes in the bush, make sure he wears his poncho, because guess what? It gets wet in the bush. At least it should. That being said, when you guys see the next video drop, just remember the game is still on, and we still got a first and second place that's coming in tomorrow, and hopefully we get even more later. So before I go, I want to just say
Thank you for being here tonight.
And I'll see you next time.
all right, everybody. This is Sin-Ext, and I am punching out of here. Take care of all yourselves, and I'll see you next week.